Hello, friends. The future elite of Russia. A valiant liberator hero fled from the front after his own commander tried to turn him into fertilizer. He didn't think too long and took 2 shop clerks hostage in a nearby store.
Я Константинов Сергей Сергеевич, рядовой 60-й отдельной мотострелковой бригады 9-й роты 3-го батальона. Меня вынудили уйти с передовой раненому, уйти самому пешком, потому что мой командир обещал меня привязать к дереву на ночь, чтобы меня птица, либо бить меня, так как я отказываюсь выполнять боевую задачу раненый. Вся моя рота погибли. Погибли тупо и по бессмысленно. Сейчас я нахожусь в магазине с заложниками. У меня в руках боевая без чеки. Я просто хочу, чтобы меня вывезли в прокуратуру. В прокуратуре я сдамся.
So he managed to come up with the idea of using a grenade against 2 shop clerks, but not against his own commander. Geniuses have always been misunderstood. It never happened before. And yet, here we go again. The master of the White House, Donald Trump, who seemed to have finally realized who Putin really is, that he's not going to end the war, and that Ukraine needs military support, recently had a phone call with Putin and said, "We had a great talk and agreed to meet again in Budapest." Well, maybe not a Nobel Peace Prize, but definitely a Guinness World Record for the fastest mid-air flip-flop. That one Trump truly deserves. What's funny is that to reach Budapest, Putin would have to cross NATO airspace, just as the European Parliament adopted a resolution to shoot down Russian aircraft after recent drone incidents. So let's not be negative and simply wish Putin a pleasant flight. A murderer, an occupier, or simply a war criminal took the stage at Russia's Federation Council to read his own poem. By battalions, by companies, by platoons, we fertilized hectares of land with ourselves.
Вот это стихотворение об этом. О войне, о нас, о любви к России. Стихотворение «Россия». Мы знали, не всем улыбнется победа. Не каждый могилу свою обретет. Но больше любви, чем к России не ведав, мы без колебаний шагали вперед. Мы побатальонно, поротно, повзводно с собой удобряли гектары земли. И мы убивали. Бывало охотно, но мы по-другому, увы, не могли.
Of course, you couldn't have done otherwise. Those loans don't pay themselves off. And who would say no to a free washing machine and a brand new toilet? So really, you should understand us. Weather forecast: a hopelessly foggy future and heavy bird-shaped precipitation from ornithologist Madhyar. Since July 2025, about 360 gas stations have shut down across Russia due to Ukrainian drone attacks on Russian oil refineries. In the Irkutsk region, for example, an entire city was left without even a hint of fuel. At first, authorities handed out 25 liters per person, and then there was simply nothing left to hand out.
Дефицит топлива случился на севере Иркутской области, конкретно в городе Киринске. На местных заправках ажиотаж, автовладельцы выстраиваются в огромную очередь. Эти кадры были опубликованы в одном из телеграм-каналов. В то же время в другой социальной сети в киринских группах местные жители утверждают, что город остался без топлива. И если сначала бензин отпускали по 25 литров в одни руки, то сегодня продажу частным лицам совсем прекратили. Как сообщают федеральные СМИ и эксперты, дефицит топлива коснулся большинства территорий восточной части России. Причина, цитата, «простои на нефтеперерабатывающих заводах, резкий рост оптовых цен, а также логистика». Конец цитаты.
War is peace, freedom is slavery, and Ukrainian drones are just logistics issues and ordinary shortages. Friends, now is the perfect moment to hit the like button. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you. That's what it means to be pro-Putin in the civilized world. Former Latvian parliament member Roslyakov, the same one who loudly declared in the Latvian Saeima that our language is Russian and there are more of us, is now standing at the border, recording a heartbreaking video about not being allowed into Estonia.
Так, ну что, друзья, мы сегодня ехали в Эстонию на встречу с нашими коллегами. Как вы видите, меня по дороге остановила полиция. Сказала, что у меня запрет посещать Эстонию. Сейчас едем в иммиграционку, в полицию, будем разбираться.
The result of 25 years of rule over a country with some of the richest natural resources on Earth. In the city of Livni, Oriol region, people are standing in line to buy expired candy and chips.
Россия, город Ливны, Орловская область. Люди стоят за просрочкой. Покупают просрочку, тащат коробами.
Who said Russia is a country without logic? We've got an expired president, so of course there have to be lines for expired food. First it was Nepal, then Madagascar, and now Peru. Young people there have also taken to the streets, demanding the cancellation of the pension reform, a fight against corruption, transparent elections, and the president's resignation. In Russia, over the past 10 years, Putin managed to annex Crimea and start a full-scale war in Ukraine. While in Peru, over the same 10 years, they've already gone through 8 presidents. Another great achievement of the great geopolitical strategist. The new president of Syria came to Russia to personally hear words of friendship from the very man who bombed his country.
Отношения между Сирией и Россией всегда носили исключительно дружеский характер.
My military bases and armed soldiers were there purely out of friendship.
Мы всегда руководствовались на протяжении всех этих десятилетий одним – интересами сирийского народа.
Of course, nothing shows how much you care about a nation better than a high-explosive bombing of it.
И несмотря на то, что Сирия сейчас переживает непростые времена, все-таки это будет укреплять связи и взаимодействие между всеми политическими силами Сирии.
And as a result of these talks, Putin himself offered friendship to the Syrian leader he had promised to destroy 9 years ago.
Здесь созданы и на постоянной основе будут действовать 2 пункта базирования в Тартусе и здесь в Хмимиме. И если вновь поднимут голову, то мы нанесем им такие удары, которых они пока и не видели.
A truly confident leader of a nuclear superpower. On the left, he gives his word. On the right, he keeps it. Putin bombs Syria out of friendship, Ukraine out of brotherhood. I can't even imagine what he's capable of doing out of hatred. Friends, making content on YouTube is getting harder every day because of blocks and restrictions. But thanks to your support, this channel keeps going. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who keeps supporting the channel with one-time donations in the YouTube comments. You're the best. But if you can, please consider doing it through Patreon or buy me a coffee instead. That way, your support reaches me much more directly. YouTube takes a 30% cut, while those platforms only take around 10%. Plus, you get extra perks. For example, with a Patreon subscription starting at just $3 per month, you get early access to new videos and exclusive content not available anywhere else, like the raw, unfiltered testimony of a Russian paratrooper dragged into the invasion of Ukraine without warning or choice. He exposes the chaos, corruption, and cruelty inside the army and how telling the truth made him a target of the FSB. Also, a rare interview with Putin's former wife, Lyudmila, from the 2002 book Vladimir Putin, The Road to Power. Right after its release, the book was banned and wiped from the internet. What did she say that made the Kremlin erase it? Find out now, exclusively on Patreon. A very special thank you goes out to those of you who, on top of your Patreon membership, still find a way to support me through one-time donations on Buy Me a Coffee. If heaven exists, I'm sure there's a warm and well-lit corner there, reserved just for you. Right now, I have 65 incredible patrons. Please, let's hit 70. Not saying goodbye. See you soon.